Hello! Today we're going to be doing some really adorable projects. It's a Santa gift box, and you can make these things out of many different items. I used a Pringles can and a red gift box that I actually got from the Dollar Tree that has a great little, embossed print on it. And I just painted on the front of it so that I would know where the face is going to be. Please subscribe and share for doing our Santa Claus gift boxes. Welcome. This is Deanna Carroll. I am with Ivycreates. And we're going to make these up, and they're going to be so adorable you're not going to want to give them away. This is also a great project for you and your children to do, or just by yourself. I like doing kid projects. This is the kind of thing we used to do when I was growing up. And a lot of times we forget about those little things that we used to do when we were growing up. So here we go, and we're going to make it nice and pretty. Please go ahead and click that subscribe button and share and send it off and let everybody know what's going on. So right now I have some felt. I had gotten the felt probably from Walmart, I believe, and I'm just going to glue it right up under the rim, not on the silver part, but right up on the rim of the Pringles can. And this is going to be the body of our Santa, because this one did not actually come, I didn't paint it or anything like that. If I wanted to, I could just paint the Pringles can. It's not a big deal, but I just happened to have the felt, so I thought I would go ahead and try it. And the first thing I'm doing is I glued it up by the rim, and then I just pull it around to make sure that it's nice and even and that everything goes really well before I do any more gluing. Now the next thing I'm going to do is make sure that my line is straight, and then I lay down the glue and put the felt down with that. Now be very, very careful with this, because my glue gun is getting a little older and it is starting to get super duper hot. And so every time I use it, just about, I burn myself. Yes, I do have stock in aloe vera, but I do burn myself quite often, so be very careful with your glue gun. So now I'm just going around the rim, finishing up, making it to the other side of the can. So I'm almost to the end, and what I'm going to do is just meet up with my next where I began, and make sure that's all sealed right up under the rim. And the reason why you want to be up under the rim is to make sure that the lid for the Pringles can still go on it. So now I'm going to go and glue alongside where I started. I'm not going to overlap. I'm just going to glue it alongside, and that way that they'll meet up nice and flush whenever I get it cut, and it won't be so bulky along the seam. So just making sure that I got it down really good, and you can actually see how hot that glue is because you can see it through the felt. So that's pretty darned hot, and you want to make sure with hot glue that it sits for a minute before you go moving anything, because you don't want it to pull off. And it'll pull off. So now I'm just going to cut and trim it up. Doesn't have to be perfect. Like I said, this is not even going to show, because this is the back side. So it's not even going to show on our Santa Claus gift box. And these gift boxes are so fabulous, so great. I'm just trimming the bottom edge of the Pringle can. Pringle cans are really tall. And the other gift box that I gotten from Dollar Tree, the little red one, it's a much shorter version. These are not big enough to put like a bottle of wine in them. However, you could put some Excelsior or some raffia or something, or tissue down in them, and put little small liquor bottles and little small things, to make drinks with if you wanted to do something for an adult gift. For children's gifts, you could put candy in them. fill them up full of candy, and you could use bath gifts, or even like for a man, you could use like say a razor set or something like that. But lots of things can go in these great little gift boxes. Now on the Pringles cans also, you see me cutting the top of it. That was another trick we used to do growing up, is we used to make piggy banks out of our Pringle cans, and you could decorate them any way you wanted to, because we never could find or afford a real piggy bank. So we made them out of Pringles cans and Quaker Oats cans and lots of things like that, as you can see. Put the money in it right there. Please subscribe and leave us a comment below. Let me know what you think about these projects. So now I have some cream colored felt, and what I'm going to do with this cream colored felt is I'm going to cut it down into a smaller piece, because that is going to be the face for my Santa Claus gift boxes. Now, if I had painted them, I would just paint the faces on them, but we're just doing this the easiest, most simple way, so that you can actually do this with your kids, with your grandkids, or anybody. So Merry Christmas, everybody. And if you wanted to, I mean, this is such a cute and easy project. If you group a couple of these together, they make for a great decoration for your mantle or anything. And you could even make, if you use your imagination, you can decorate these how you want to. You can also make snowmen. You can make use them as if they were stockings and fill them full of goodies. You could make them into nutcrackers or scarecrows. There's just endless things that you could do, and I probably will eventually do some of those projects so that you can see the differences and put them all together. But they're great little gift boxes. And you could see I use like how many different pairs of scissors here, because none of the scissors wanted to cut. Just my luck. Scissors never want to cut when you need them to. So I finally got them cut. And all I'm cutting on this is I wanted the faces in the shape of an oval. And that's the easiest way to do it, is to make it the shape of an oval. You could even use like, you'll see what I'm going to use as my beard and hair and everything for my Santas. But if you wanted to, you could use mop heads and rope or whatever you wanted to as their beard. Make them super fancy looking. So I'm just trimming up the felt so I can glue it onto my Pringles can Santa. Make sure I've got it in the right area, and just a little bit down, probably maybe, I don't know, what is that, an inch or two from the top, and that way you have more, you're going to have room, because they're going to be putting a hat on it in just a little bit. I just make sure everything's nice and smoothed out as much as possible, because I don't want any lumps in my glue or anything like that. And now I'm going to put the face on the other Santa, which is my Dollar Tree Santa. And I only ended up using like half of the oval on this one, I believe, because of the way that the little canister is made. It's got a long top on it, so I just used half of an oval. So have you ever done any crafts like this? Please comment, let me know. And if you make any of these, also comment and leave me a picture so I can see what they look like. And if there's any projects you think you might have wanted to see from your childhood, let me know that too, and I'll be glad to make them for you. So yes, I'm using half the oval, and I'm doing it right below where the opening for the canister is. I really like this metallic canister. It has a little raised embossed pattern on it. Super cute. I found a lot of cute little canisters over in the gift section of the Dollar Tree. So now I'm going to use some googly eyes because they're googly eyes. You got to use googly eyes. So we put googly eyes on our Santas because they're googly eyes. You got to have them. And be careful with the glue. I will tell you this, if you press too hard on the glue, when my glue is super hot, and if you press, see how I'm pressing on it, I shouldn't have done that, because then the eyes won't move around, they just stay in place. One of them moved and the other one wouldn't. And that's because the glue was so hot that it just kind of melted the eyes to the back. So make sure that you don't press too hard when you glue them down, or use like something like E6000 or a cool temp glue gun instead of this really hot glue gun that I've got to get a new one because it's killing me. And you can see I'm trying to shake the eyes to make sure the eyes move, but you know, I press too hard on them and they don't really want to move. So now I'm going to use some glitter scatter balls that were from the Dollar Tree, and they would make excellent noses for our little cheery looking snowman. So I'm just going to use a couple of scatter balls and put noses on my Santas. So adorable. Oh my gosh, this is so stinking cute. Okay, now they've got their sparkly noses on, and we're going to get to the business of making them look like Santa Claus. So I'm pulling out some cotton, and I also have the pom-poms, the little pom-pom balls, and those are all from the Dollar Tree. So I had the cotton and the pom-poms, and then I got a pair of those super soft socks they have at the Dollar Tree. That is going to be our hat for our little Santa Claus, is our sock. So I'll put it on his head and give you an idea of what he would look like, and you can see it works perfectly. And you can see you can still open it. So now we're going to add, I wanted to make sure it's good and stretched over there when I put the little, the ring around the hat of the soft cotton, and put their beard and face and stuff on. I want to make sure that it's just right so that you can still open it and it still looks good. There are tons and tons of ideas that you can do with our little gift boxes here. If you wanted to, you could actually take some candy or whatever you wanted to take and stuff the hat as well as the box. So one of them I just left plain and I didn't stuff anything, so it looked like it had a little slouchy hat. And then the other I actually stuffed with cotton, so you could feasibly stick some candy or some goodies or some kind in the top of the hat as well. So I'm just showing you that I'd cut the slit in the top so it could be a bank after, after all is said and done and the candy's all gone, you still have a bank. This is the ultimate in recycling, folks. Please check out some of my other videos. I have a lot of other really super easy crafts that you can do with your family, and or by yourself, however you want to do it. Lots of holiday crafts. I love doing holiday crafts. I'm a second generation florist, and I just find it still lots of fun, even though I've been doing it my entire life. So now I'm adding the pom-poms to the face of my Santa, making his beard, and I'm just gluing them in place. And I found that in the process of making all this that I really did like the little pom-poms. Those came from the Dollar Tree, by the way. And you could make several of these gift boxes for not a lot of money at all. And sometimes when you can't afford a lot of anything, it's just as important how you wrap it as what you have in it. So when you can't have an expensive gift, you can always have an expensive looking wrap. And presentation is about 90% of everything on a gift. So how you present it, if you put tissue in it, if you wrap it in beautiful ribbons, or make something special like these Santa gift boxes, the presentation is the majority of the present, as it says, present, because before they even open it, they're already excited by just the view of whatever you're giving them. So that's important to do. So now he's got his little beard on, and the next thing we're going to do is put his little hat on and add our rim around our hat. Looking more like Santa. This is actually, I've been doing a lot of Halloween type of videos and stuff for all my Halloween decorations. So I'm not totally switched into Christmas mode yet, but I'm getting there. I'm still wanting to take these guys and end up making scarecrows out of them, because it's just that feeling. I love fall. And it has just cooled down this week a little bit. And when I say cool, I mean below 90. So I live on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. It is very warm. And, you know, we're enjoying the cool, crisp winter feeling to us. It's 70 something degrees outside. It feels wonderful. So now I'm going around the rim of the hat, and I am just kind of pulling the cotton. I actually pulled the cotton to do the rim of the hat, and I like the cotton, but in the end I end up liking the pom-poms better because they're brighter white than the cotton is. The cotton was a natural white, and it was it came out kind of dingy looking. So by going with the pom-poms, they are, you know, a dyed bright white, and they came out super cute. But you'll see on the Pringles can, because I used the pom-poms on the rim of that one. There you go. So now I'm going to finish up the bottom of the hat, which is basically the toe part of our sock. And so I'm going to take a little of the baker's twine, which I also got from Dollar Tree, and I want to tie it around the tip of the toe, and I'm going to pull it really super tight and then tie it in a little bow with our baker's twine. This is also in the Crafter's Square department area of Dollar Tree. You can check out our links below if you want to shop the Dollar Tree. There are links below where you can actually go and order, and that does help support me. Now I'm going to stuff in some of the pom-pom stuff to the end of the hat. Please subscribe, and you'll get to do the notifications so that you won't miss any of our future videos. I always try to do something a little fun, and this is lighthearted and fun and not too serious. Okay, you can see now I have his the furry part of the cap with the white, and you can still take the lid off of our gift box. And I'm just making sure that the hat fits right so that it can be taken off and put on without much trouble. So I hope you enjoyed that one. So let's go ahead and finish up our Pringle. Mr. Pringle Kringle. So now I'm going to put on his pom-pom beard. And I started with the mustache because I realized on the other one that if the balls are not right up under the nose, it kind of looks strange. So I wanted to make sure that I had the one on each side so it looks like he has a mustache. But these are the white pom-poms from Dollar Tree. And like I said, you could have not used any felt and just painted it and just put the pom-poms and all the stuff on it, and it'd have been just as good. So what I did with that pom-pom, making it long, is I put it down longer below the nose because I wanted to see how long I wanted the beard, and that'll be my guide, is that one long pom-pom. So now I can just start to put, a line of glue and stick the pom-poms on there. This is so super easy. Anybody can do it, and it's so cute. If you wanted to go, say, more farmhouse looking, you could easily do that as well. You don't have to get a red sock. You could get a black sock or a gold sock or a different color, and you could have the cream colored felt be the whole body, or paint it like a gold or a cream or white. I like to have different options on everything. So for the most part, me personally, I'm a traditional Christmas person. So you can see this one I'm actually stuffing with cotton. I'm stuffing the hat, so it'll give it a little bit more body and not look quite so slouchy. And I'm going to take out the rest of my little pom-poms and set them aside, because I'm going to need those in just a minute, and I'm putting those around the rim of my hat. So when you're putting the pom-poms around the rim of the hat, make sure you have the hat where you would want it to sit. That way it's stretched appropriately. And that's why I'm putting them on while they're on the Pringles can, because if I took them off, then it would, of course the sock is going to be smaller and everything, and it wouldn't look right. So you want to make sure it's stretched the way you want it to be stretched when it's finished. Now you can see he's almost ready. He's got his fluffy hat that's full of cotton, and now I'm going to take the end and tie that toe box with some twine. And it's just red and white baker's twine, that's all it is. And you could use anything. You could use a gold string. You could use anything that you want to tie a little bow on the end. And it doesn't even have to be a bow. You could just tie it in a knot and leave it. Doesn't matter. I'm just tying a little shoestring bow, just like tying your shoes. And if you need to know about tying bows, I have a whole video on that too. You can go and watch it. Alright, I'm going to put in a little bit of glue and add my pom-poms to the end. And this whole project would look really good in like a gold or a rustic white or something of that sort. You could totally do that. And I'll probably do that at some other point just to give you some different ideas of the different looks it can make. But he looks so cute. Now I'm trying to do like I did the other one, make sure I can take the hat off when I need to. And I had some problems because some of the glue was stuck, so I end up going back and making sure I came off by cutting that. Sorry, y'all, I had to hold it back away from me. to be able to get it loose. It was stuck pretty good. Alright, so now you can just put the hat on, take the hat off, and get into the can. And I'm just adjusting the cotton. See how cute he is? Alright, we're not totally finished. Not quite yet. We still have a couple more things to do. Now we've got to put a belt on. And this is a stiffer felt. It's a much stiffer and sparkly felt. It was like 77 cents at Walmart, I think. And so it's a little bit stiffer than the other ones. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out pieces that I can use for the belt, the hands, the feet, and the little buckle part. Now before I began cutting, I did make sure that it fit totally around the can. Please go and visit Ivycreates.com, my website, or you can find me on Facebook at DeannaAC. You can check out all my other great videos on stuff that you can make, and if you have any requests, I'll be glad to help you out with that. Subscribe, like, and share. Spread the love so that my channel can continue on. Now I'm just going to wrap my little felt piece around where I think the waist would be. Just remember, good design is always in thirds, so you don't necessarily want to cut anything in half. You want it to be more of like a third of this, a third way, or 2/3 of whatever area you're trying to fit. So that's how you judge where to put a belt, where to put the hat, the face, all that kind of stuff is by thirds. Gives it more, it's more pleasing to the eye. So I'm just really holding it down, trying to make sure that it's all good and glued. Now I'm going to set aside my little pieces because I'm going to use those later as my belt buckle. So I decided to do this one differently. I started in the front as opposed to in the back. I hope you're enjoying this, and I wanted to say thank you so much. It means the world to us if you comment, and it means the world to us that you watch. Thank you so much for being here and spending your valuable time with me making a super simple and easy craft that you can make by yourself or with your family, and make as a gift to give somebody, or as it could just be the gift by itself, or you could put stuff in it. That's the best part. So now I'm trying to figure out, I was going to do some mittens and some shoes for our little Santa Clauses. And I want to cut smaller pieces, and then I'm going to put them together and cut out some mittens. I'm just kind of drawing them, a rough estimate of what I think they would look like. It'd have been much better if I had used a chalk pen, because that pen was not really cutting it. And I was having the hardest time getting scissors to cut my darn felt. So stay tuned to the end for the final pictures of our product. That way you can really see how cute they look and grouped together. And you can see my yard too, which is fabulous, by the way. I'm just going to cut our little mittens on our Santa. See? Cute and tiny. So the next thing that I did after I cut the mittens was I cut like semicircles. Actually, I cut a circle and then I cut it in half. But you want to do that to represent the feet, like the front of a boot. Thank you so much for watching. Yes, thank you so much. So you can see how the little half circles look like maybe it's the toe of the boot. It's just an illusion of the boot. I don't have to have the whole thing necessarily. And, you know, on your Santa, you can do him however you want to do him. It can have all kinds of details if you want to. But this is more about a generalized look, not perfection. So, you know, you don't have to be perfect on all these things. And the next thing I'm going to do is glue his little mittens down. And I wanted to put buttons on the front, but I didn't feel like there was enough room, so I just didn't end up doing it. And besides, you know, I'm really trying to stay as simple as possible. So I'm just making sure I've got all my extra glue off of the Santa Claus so that it's not showing. You could do angels like this, tree topper, all kinds of goodies. Pringles cans work for a lot of things, as do the Quaker Oats cans. But yeah, that's what poor people do, and we were poor, so now you know our crafts. So I'm going to put the feet on my smaller Santa. And he is, like I said, much shorter than our Pringles Santa. But that's, you know, the Dollar Tree. And I had gotten some other canisters from the Dollar Tree as well. If you look in their gift section, they do have a really good gift section, by the way, for their gift bags, and all of their cards and stuff are fantastic. But this was in the gift section, and I found some other canisters as well that I might use later for pumpkins. They were a little bit fatter and rounder than this particular canister. But I like this one. I thought he was precious. I'm all about the shiny stuff anyways, and it was a pretty shiny looking little canister. You can't see, but pretty much everything has sparkle in it. And at the end, I do end up going back and spraying sparkle glitter into the, what do you call it? The beards of my Santas. Because I gotta have some magic. Got to have the magic. Alrighty. Now you get to see the really, really pretty pictures. Here's our little, which one is that one? That one's our Pringles can Santa, and this is our canister Santa, and this is the two together. How they look. Can you see a bunch of these all stacked up together on a mantle or something? Wouldn't that be precious? Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. It would mean the world to us if you comment below, let us know what you thought about this, and subscribe and get our notifications. Hi, did you click that subscribe button and the notification bell? Well, if you don't hit that notification bell, you will miss out on our Thursday videos. So please go ahead, click it, and you'll be able to watch our videos that are coming up.